Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Today I will show you how to balance the DJI RONIN SC with the Canon M50 and the Sigma 60mm f1.4, and I also show you how to balance the DJI RONIN SC with a bigger setup with the Canon R6 and Canon RF 35mm f1.8. So you may be wondering why now? Why now after 2 years after the DJI RONIN SC was released, and also 3 years or more than 3 years since the Canon M50 was released? Well, if you're a beginner and you just want to get started in creating YouTube videos, now you may find a good discount for the Canon M50 and DJI RONIN SC because there are new versions of these products. There is the Canon M50 Mark II and the DJI RONIN RSC2, I think is the name. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so welcome to the first part of this video where I'll show you how I balance the DJI RONIN SC with the Canon M50 and the Sigma 16mm f1.4. So first and foremost, don't forget to balance the camera exactly how you will use it. If you have a microphone on top, put it. If you have a lens hood, if you use it with a lens hood, just put it. And if you have filters, just put them before you start balancing the gimbal. In my case, I have just one UV filter, which weighs about 21 grams, which is not too much, but if you don't have this filter or you have some other filters, you may want to tweak a bit the settings, so it will be not 100% exactly how I will set the gimbal. And the whole setup of this camera is 815 grams. What you need to balance the gimbal is the base plate and the riser plate. Right now I already tied them together, and the first screw is at light and the second screw is at heavy. And I'm using this small screwdriver, so I am able to tight these two plates on the camera like this without both of them together. I suggest you also use this support for the lens with this knob, because I tried to balance it without it and it didn't work. I was not able to balance it. So first let's put these two, let's tie them together with the camera. Here you have written the lens, so this should be in the direction of the lens, like I'm doing right now. You want these plates to be aligned, to be aligned with the middle of the lens. Okay, and let's also put right now this lens support. Alright, now let's get the gimbal and let's put the camera on it. I will start somewhere like around 1 on this base plate. Right now all of the axes are locked for it to be easier to put the camera on the gimbal. So first I unlock this one here and also this knob here, and try to balance the camera with the lens facing the ceiling. It must not be 100% good right now. I will tighten this back. I will lock it back, tighten this knob back, and now I'll put the camera facing me, and I will try to balance it from here by unlocking this one here. Right now the camera is going forward, so I have to push it back. Okay, so it's almost at the maximum in the back. Ideally it should stay exactly where you put it. It looks like I have to push it a bit to the front. So you just have to play with the camera, push it a bit back, a bit forward until it's not moving anymore. Okay, I think it's quite okay right now. Yeah, it's okay. So once you found the position where it's balanced, just put this knob as a sign, you know, to remember next time how much you should push the camera back. Okay, so now I'll lock this back and I will unlock this one here. So as you can see, it goes to the left, quite a lot to the left. So I will put the gimbal with the camera facing me, and I will unlock again this one here, this knob here that we also used previously, but now I have to take care to not push it back or forward the camera, because yeah, anyway, I have this knob as a sign here, but it's better to not have to balance it again or push it back and forward, just left and right. So now it's too much. Okay, now I think it's okay. Let me tie this back and test it a bit. Okay, it's not perfect, but I think it's okay. And now the last part, I will unlock this one here. I will lock back this one, and I will unlock that one here. Let's see what's going on. So I tilt it to the left, the camera stays. I tilt it to the right, it's okay. So I'm lucky right now. If the camera would have gone to the left, then I think you have to untight this knob here and push the whole thing back from here. Also play again, forward, backwards until it's balanced. And now I will just unlock all axes. Okay, all axes are unlocked, and let's see what's going on. Okay, here is not 100%, but it doesn't have, you know, big movements. It stays. So I think we're okay. We can start the application and test the gimbal. First, start the gimbal. Push the turn on button for a few seconds. It will make a sound, and it will put the camera to the line to the horizontal. Okay, it's already connected to this gimbal. Let's try a balance test. We have to tilt the gimbal at least 15 degrees. And let's begin the test. Okay, the gimbal is moving. It's checking the parameters. Okay, still testing. It's finished. Balance test result: pan excellent, roll excellent, tilt excellent, perfect. And you saw, even though it was not 100% perfect, the application says it's excellent. So let's do also an auto tune. Make sure all the axes are unlocked. Click on OK, tap on OK, and auto tune in progress. Now the gimbal is shaking, all the buttons are blinking green. and it says calibration successful. So we have the Ronin SC balanced with the Canon M50 and Sigma 60mm f1.4. Alright, so welcome to the second part of this video where I'll try to balance the DJI RONIN SC with the Canon R6 with the Canon RF 35mm f1.8. So don't forget to balance it exactly how you will use it. If you have a microphone, just put the microphone on. If you have some filters, put the filters. Of course, have the battery and the cards inside. Right now I have only an UV filter which has a weight of 12 grams, and also important, this setup has 995 grams, so it's something like 170 grams, roughly 170 grams heavier than the Canon M50 with the Sigma 60mm f1.4, so should be no problem for the DJI RONIN SC because he can handle up to 2 kilograms, so this is half. We shouldn't have any problem to balance it. Okay, so we will use the same plates, the resort plate and the base plate. They're already tight, so with this screwdriver I can tighten this screw here. And here you see it's written lens, and this one should point in the same direction as your lens, so something like this. Okay, so let's try to put it on the R6. So you should try to align this in the middle of the lens, like I did right here. Let's put the lens support. I think it may work also without this one for the Canon R6. It didn't work without this one for the M50 with the Sigma 60mm f1.4. I will put it anyway. Let's try to put it on the gimbal. So right now all the axes are locked, just for me to allow me to put the camera on the gimbal. To be easier, you will just see that I already put a sign here, this knob, to know where to put it, to be easier for me to balance it with the Canon R6 and not to make you lose some time to do it. This knob right here, it's around 1. This plate here is about 2.2. Here it's around, I'm not sure if you're seeing it, but this one is around 1.6. So first one that I will unlock is this one here. Okay, and I will put the camera with the lens facing the ceiling. You can see that it's not quite balanced. It comes in front of the lens, so I have to move it a bit back. I will untie this node here and try to push it a bit back. Okay, too much. Okay, so here you have to use small movements and push it back or forth until it's balanced. So if I put it like this, it's okay. Right, this is not okay. So it goes back, so I have to push it to the in front. Okay, so after a few minutes I was able to balance it quite good on this axe. Okay, it's not 100% balanced, but I think it should be okay. Now I will lock this back and I will unlock this one here, this X here. Okay, so I just have to move it a bit to the left, just a bit to the left. Okay, it's too much. One unit back. Okay, so it's not 100% balanced, but I think it's enough. So now I will lock this back and I will unlock this one here. So to see if now it's balanced, we will just have to tilt it to the left or to the right. Okay, in my case seems to be correctly balanced. I will just show in the end exactly where I put this axis, where are the signs for this. Okay, don't forget to put this knob here to remember where it was. Now I will unlock all axes. All right. So ideally it should not move when you're doing like this. Okay, now it's moving a bit to the right, and when I'm doing like this, it's moving a bit to the left. But anyway, I think it should be okay. It should be 100% balanced. Okay, we will just take the phone and fire the app and see what the application is saying. It's connected. It's saying 96% battery, so I charged last time something like 2-3 weeks ago, but I didn't use it since then, so you will have no problems with the battery. The battery is great. And let's start the balance test, and it's saying to incline it at least 15 degrees, and let's begin the test. So now he's moving the camera, he's doing his tests. So all three axes, pan, roll and tilt, are excellent. So you saw, even though it was not perfect 100%, when we balance it, it seems to be okay. And now let's go to motor parameters and let's do an auto tune. Make sure that the axes are unlocked, of course, and type OK. And now the gimbal is shaking and it's optimizing the parameters to work at his best. So now you know how to balance the DJI RONIN SC with the Canon M50 and SIGMA 60mm f1.4, and also how to balance it with the Canon R6 and the Canon 35mm f1.8. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like it, subscribe to this channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.